And then on that factor, then what do you think is so difficult for people to create discipline in their life?
Oh, a couple of weeks ago, I texted like 20 of the people in my life that I think like are crushing it the most. And I asked them like, what's your number one lesson learned from 2021? Right. And you were on that list, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody came back actually with one that I was like, man, that's really good. I hadn't even thought about that. It was, he said, to lead others, you have to first be able to lead yourself. And I was like, man, that's good. That's so good. And it's true. And I think that's the problem with discipline is like, we don't want to lead ourselves. Like a lot of times we're drawn to entrepreneurship or businesses because we reject authority or we don't want people telling us what to do, even ourselves. Like we don't want that.
That's so funny that you say that. Look, and I'll use an example, the workout this morning, my new workout program. I am yelling at myself during that workout inside my head the whole time. Like, I hate this. Like, and even though I'm doing 75 hard, like every day, and I don't even see it as a thing that's hard to me, this is a new level of discipline for me. Mm. And I'm having that internal conversation with myself, but ultimately I know on the other side of that discipline, this is the interesting thing. Cause I had a client text me this morning too, discipline creates freedom. Right. That's the mind melter that people can't wrap their brain around.
It's true. And for me, I've talked about this a lot on this podcast of struggling with ADHD when I was younger. One of the issues was, I spent 10 years of my life on Ritalin, which made me feel trapped, made me feel like a prisoner. And so when I was given the choice of going off that drug, I took it because for me, freedom of mind, freedom of body, freedom of like just doing what I want when I want is my highest value. But the problem was like coming off that drug, I now had my freedom, but I also had like the tyranny of infinite potentiality, which is like when you can do anything and you have a million options before you, it's very hard to choose a path with discipline and follow it long enough to get the
out of my brain, get out of my businesses in my brain right now.
It's true. And it's like, I didn't start disciplining myself and like really developing that muscle until probably my late 20s, early 30s to say like, okay, it's in the structure, it's in the discipline that I actually am free and I can do the most good for the world. But it took me a long time to get there. And it's hard. At the end of the day, I think the reason that we don't do it, we don't discipline, like we reject discipline in a lot of cases is this, it's hard. By definition, it's just difficult.
Mm-hmm.